Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go back. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. What I'm saying, your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go back. Meet Joe Black. What I'm saying, people saying what's already been said. Predictions, I don't listen, it's already in my head, no funny. Your most hungry place, I was past that.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Carolina Panthers and the Los Angeles Chargers. Dustin Hopkins about set to get us started, and off we go from SoFi Stadium. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Taking it right down Broadway. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Carolina. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. He'll come out throwing here on first down. He gets this out to Spiller. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
1 for 1, a lot more to go. First carry now for Isaiah Spiller. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one by the line of scrimmage.
It looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this will stay at a 7-point game. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Morgan. And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers' 40-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down, and then some.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
So following a holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Looking to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Let's go now.
The Charger drive about to get going. They'll look to get something started. They need to. Down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now this throw caught left side. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take possession here at their own 33. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he's plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Open man is Duvernay. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
He'll look to throw. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
Or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
2nd and 6. And caught by Thomas for a Charger touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers are back within a score. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook, not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he goes out right around the 39.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off, and the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at him, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
I do know from experience that if you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
They're going to look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Morgan. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a...
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. With his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Panthers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Let's go now.
The Charger drive about to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. 27 yards there, a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well, inside the 25. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be second in a couple. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Here we go.
Only needing 2 yards on second down. Back to throw again. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Panthers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get him next time out.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Charger drive about to get going. Third quarter starts with a run from Spiller. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, there's it.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 45-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have in that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
They'll try the left side. It's Morgan.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
At the 45-yard line.
On second down now. It's Morgan. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
Sometimes with a running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of running game.
We'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Back to throw. Open man is Anderson. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11. At the Chargers' 43-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Morgan. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. They struggled to get him rolling on the ground
say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. That's Brown. Touchdown, Carolina. So this looking more and more like it is going to be a successful kickoff to their campaign as they add on here.
And pardon me, you know NFL coaches, they're on the sideline thinking about all the little things that need correcting. But for the most part, they've got to be ecstatic with the way the season has started out.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And the Chargers, first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Come on. Hey. 60 even, 60 even.
They'll look to throw here. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
So from Panther territory now, it's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll drop to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped.
And the pressure gets to him again. Working free to drop him for the sack there was Amari Barno.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, You tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back.
And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Dawson Knox, 33 yards. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. This opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Dancing to his left. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And it's not over yet as they're back within 2 scores. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Give right side. It's Morgan, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. He'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are right back in this football game. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Man open, here is Jones. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That goes for a gain of 31. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
And Thomas has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the 2. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Touchdown, LA! Harris Campbell, 53 yards. And the Chargers get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
A very pivotal two-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the fourth quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a one-score game, right? Touchdown, get two, now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know,
got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one, because they have not been particularly competitive here. Dobbins hit and he fumbles. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So on fourth down, Matt Rule brings out the field goal unit from the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
He's going to let it fly. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Devin Duvernay, 51 yards. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Hopkins with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Panthers are going to recover here, and that should be enough to get them the victory. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. On the run, this will be Anderson. And some room to maneuver. A big-time run there by Anderson. And even 40 yards.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be...
What I never do. How you supposed to walk with me? I'm 80 steps ahead of you. My mind is on Socrates, all my bars on Rubik's Cube. Every time I do it, I just have to do it beautiful. I can't let this moment pass. Yeah, I know my time is now. Know my mama proud of me, and my grandma smiling down. Every time I turn it up, whole crowd be wilding out. Matter of fact, let me see your hands. Look, I saw my shot and I took it. I couldn't do it different. Couldn't afford to stop and go. I had to stay consistent. Made up my mind that no matter what, I gotta win. That's why it's always me and never them. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot. Heart of a lion, my time, here I go. I am not moving in silence. If it ain't moving, moving. We making movies, moving, moving, moving. I get a chance to take it. We bout to build it. They leaving it vacant. I just go harder, harder. I am a ball that I gotta get it. I am so with it. I will go get it. That is the difference. I am not waiting. I am not faking. Everything out here, that's for the taking. My mind too right. My grind too tight. This head rhyme too nice. This my world, my life. One shot, who me? Take that, who we? One shot, movie. That's all you need. One shot, who me? Take that, ooh wee. One shot, movie. That's all you need. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot. You only get one shot.
get one shot. One shot.